All right, hey, so you're probably wondering what's going on here today, huh? Because you don't see any stumps. Well, figured I'd do a little video on some soaps. Um, I'm gonna test out my new camera, share a little bit about some soaps. We all rely on our shaving soaps to give us the glide, the smooth, the comfort, get that closeness where we want it. You know, we use a lot of terms, cushion, slip, glide. Like I said, it's gets confusing, and I'm not going to go over all of that now. I'm just going to talk about a couple of soaps that I like. Um, took a bunch out. Well, took a bunch out. These are my soaps, all right? So I use Barbasol a lot. Okay, now this may be repulsive to a lot of people, but I really don't give a rat's ass. All right, when I'm in a rush, and I'm in a rush quite often, I'll grab this. It's Old Faithful. It always works. Is it the best soap on the planet? Well, it is for what it is. All right, I can get it anywhere I want. It's not expensive, and I always get a decent shave. So at that level, yeah, it rocks. Would I rather shave with a different soap? Most of the time, yeah. But sometimes I just grab this because it's like I've been using it a long time. I like it. I like Barbasol. All right, so shoot me. All right. Um, Another soap that rely on heavily is my Acqua di Parma. This stuff is, yeah. Can you smell that? Yeah, it's right in there. It's like heaven. It's a little pricey. People give it to me like for a Christmas gift. My girl bought me this one. I have like the best girlfriend in the world. She loves my shaving stuff, and you know, um, I read guys are like, oh, I have to hide my shit from my wife and my girlfriend or whatever, and I'm like, shaving shit comes here. My girl's like, ooh, what's that? Oh, cool. Oh, here, here's a jar of Acqua di Parma. Like, how cool is that? Anyway, this stuff is great. I use it predominantly with a double edge. Not for any particular reason other than it's just like kind of a mood thing. I don't use a DE too often. I go through like a tub of this a year, every 2 years. Um, when I lather with it, I lather profusely. I make a mess. There's like lather hanging from the ceiling, like lather stalactites. I'm a complete slob with this stuff because I love the essence and the fragrance. This is a soft, like you would call it a crope. You see? I put my finger right down in there. All right. Lathers really easily. Makes a nice dense lather fairly simply. Like I said, the fragrance is for me to die for. It's like a warm citrus, if that makes sense. Old world, classical barbershop type of background note. Um, but none of that, stupid floral nonsense. It has a nice warm cascade of some kind of like citrus going on there. It's just really nice. All right, and I'm not a citrus guy, but I like that. All right, so there's that. So that's two of them. This is an old standby. Got turned on to this early on. Bought a puck. This is like, I don't know, my 12th tub of this stuff. It's D.R. Harris Marlborough. It's a, what do you call it, sandalwood fragrance. Super dense lather. This is a tallow-based soap where this, I'm fairly certain, is not tallow. But, I don't get into all of what's better. I got to have tallow, whatever. Stop with that needle dick measuring bullshit. If you like the soap, you like the soap. Okay, this soap I like. It just happens to be my tallow. If vegetable works for you, then that's great. Cool. I think MDC is vegetable, right? Yeah, that stuff works. Just costs too much damn money. Anyway, this stuff is fantastic. I can get this at Bigelow's in the city fairly easily. And great standby. And I'll use this in the middle of the summer, even though it's a very heavy sandalwood. It's a piercing sandalwood. It has that astringent feeling on your face. The sandalwood is very prominent. Astringent's not the right word. You can definitely feel the sandalwood oil and fragrance like, latching on to you. That's what I'm trying to say. Good stuff. If you have sandalwood aftershave, this is like this just rocks it, right? So there's that. This one is a collector's piece, if there is such a thing in the world of soap. I mean, it's soap, right? So this is Trumper's Coconut Tallow from long ago. I scored it kind of accidentally, and it's freaking amazing soap, you know? It's just, wow, it's killer, just killer. Yeah, the coconut fragrance is still there. It's very light. It makes a very, very, very nice, dense, but not overly dense lather that just gives you like this nice, your blade just rides on it nicely. Well, it does for me. I love this soap, but because I can't replace it, I use it like twice a year. You know? And oh, there's one that I'm not going to have out because it's hidden away somewhere. It's Erasmic. It's a stick. It's from the 40s. And it's one of the best soaps I've ever tried. But I honestly, right now in this moment, I don't know where it is. Just one of those things. I don't really like sticks, so it floats around. It's probably in one of my parts boxes with some Williams shaving double cap sticks. That are great, but I don't use them either. Now this is Currier and Ives. This is actually made by Williams. Right? The jury is out on whether or not the soap in these bowls is different than the soap that comes in the Williams pucks from the same era. I kind of tend to think they are, but there's no real objective science there. It's just my feeling. I've had about a half a dozen of these. The difference isn't like going to drive me to go out and pay top dollar for one. I just saw one on eBay. It was like $50. I was like, take a walk. You know, it's nice to have. I use it. The wood bowl is kind of cool, but at the same time, these wood bowls are a pain in the ass. This one has a nice shape, so I can kind of like do this. See? You know? But I still get lather all over. Now, this. This is my number one, right? This is my daily soap. This is my shave mug. This is a piece of Fiesta ware. I got it on eBay. I think it cost me $6. It's some kind of coffee cup. Right? When I shave, 90% of the time, this is my soap. This brush, to give you an idea, that's a 26 mil knot. Give you an idea of the bowl size. I think it's about 4 inches from edge to edge. Gives me a lot of room for making a lot of lather without without banging. Okay, this I don't know what you call this part of the brush, right? I can just get it like right in there. So I got a nice big bowl. My only fault with this thing is, all right, I'm gonna take this out. At the bottom is round, and that presents a little bit of a pain in the ass because the puck will occasionally tend to want to spin, but you know, whatever. Just press it down and it sticks fine, all right? So, like I said, this is my regular shave stuff, but it's getting a little low. So what I do, right, with Vintage Williams, right, which is what this is. Did I mention that before now? Yeah, this is Vintage Williams, all right? This is a mixed lot. This has been an ongoing project for quite some time. So I have pucks in here from throughout history, all right? There's stuff from the 60s, stuff from maybe the 70s, stuff from the 50s, you know. There is no modern Williams in here, though. This is the old school stuff. And this is, hands down, by far and large, there is no contest for me. I don't care who comes up with what. This is, for me, the best soap in the world. All right? And what I do, right, got to be careful. I'm on camera that I don't cut my finger and bleed all over because that would be embarrassing. But I take this cheese grater thing, right? And just grate this up. That's why when you saw it in my mug, it looks kind of like, I don't know, cat food or something. All right? And I don't really need to grind this up right now, but I figure I'd give you all a little bit of a visual on what I do to keep myself shaving how I want to. You may think this is nuts. You may be real happy with Vanderhagen or something in their little bowl, and that's cool. All right? I have nothing bad to say about it. As a matter of fact, the Vanderhagen soaps, they lather like crazy. Just, I don't like them because it feels like detergent on my skin. But I've used them, and I'll use them again if one crosses my path. Wouldn't turn my nose up at it. Might not keep it for too long. I like them better than a lot of those glycerin soaps that are out there. I can't get those things to lather worth a damn for me. But other people like them. I work with a guy who swears by them. He loves it. So it's all about need. It's all about what you like. It's all about preference. You know, and if someone says, like, this is the best, just translate that to he means it's the best for him. You know, there's a thread right now on a forum where some guy bought a Toma Magura, allegedly from, oh, yeah, hi. This is a 1970s box of vintage Williams. You can tell it's 70s because it has this little giveaway promotion thing in it. Let's see, is there a price on this one? No, what about the other one? Okay, 29 cents. That puts it in maybe 1974, something like that. Again, has the thingamabobs. And if you notice, they're pointing two different directions. And no, I don't know what that's all about. Now this one, let me check the other one. Yeah, they both have the wrapper, which this actually, I guess it could be earlier. It could be earlier than that date, because as time goes on, these companies, they took stuff away. And here you go. This is the Bicentennial 1976 edition thing. So this puck is actually after 1976. So it's nice that it comes with this paper thing. You know? But historically, companies, as time goes on with their products, you find that, you know, look at one now. It's just Pucker Williams in a box, you know. All right, so you see I'm grating. And you got to be careful because you can grate your fingers. And that really sucks. Now, the reason I do this is only so I can get it in the bowl and have the amount that I want on hand. You know, if I want to go 3 months without filling it, that mug will do it for me, man. I can get there. Totally get there. When you get down to the end, you have to be really careful. Your pressure has to be. You have to really meter it, right? And you don't have to be crazy. Just throw the nubbin in there. It's soap, you know. You're not, you know, making fuel. All right, I think I'll start grinding up another one. Because I don't know how much I need. And I'd rather have more than not enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grind up half. Because I don't think I need 2 full ones. Let's throw a big chunk, all right? See my fingers up here, not down there? That's by design, by choice. And you see how it gets lopsided? Turn the puck, you get a little bit better control. You want this to be as flat as possible. I want a little too full. Whatever. Nobody dies. It's soap. Alright? Nice little bowl of stuff. Okay, got some big chunks from before. Got some new flakes from now. Now what I can do, sorry about reaching in front of the camera. Take some water and then just flick it in there. Yes, it's okay to do this. Alright. Put that over on the side. Take my bowl. Again, I want to point out that I have this ginormous bowl because I like it. I'm not saying it's better or the perfect thing for everybody. There's a million different types and shapes and depths and widths and whatever for people. I happen to have a thing for Fiesta ware. My girlfriend and I, our daily and party service, it's all Fiesta ware from the 30s. Like right behind the camera right now, there's, I don't know, 10 or 12 vintage plates in the rack, and that's what we basically use for every day because we think it's kind of cool to have a Fiesta every time you eat. Anyway, so this has that added attraction to it. All right, so there we go. Trying to get it centered on the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I've never actually done a soap video before, so bear with me. All right, so dump some soap in here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you the trick in a sec. Okay. It's actually harder to do than I thought it was going to be. It's easy for me to do. It's showing it on camera is what's tough. So anyway, so you see I have a bunch in here, but it's not packed down, right? So how do you pack it down? Well, another one of my disciplines that I get into is coffee. So I have this tamper, right, for doing espresso. And there's this miracle product, saran wrap. So what I do is take the tamper and I wrap it up so I don't get the soap on my thing there. And if I did, I could wash it off and get it off. But if I don't need to do it, then I don't do it. Right? Now I'm pushing down, to the edge here. And then I'm moving into the middle. Yeah, it's a little alive. It's a little difficult. It's not as, straightforward as you might imagine, but, it's pretty straightforward. But this is going to shift back and forth a little bit, so you got to be on your game. You don't want to get caught off guard. You don't want to push down here and have the puck shoot out on you. That's what I'm saying. So when you're doing this, in as much as you're like almost done, you're not. Just stay with it. Stay on your toes. All right, so this turned out to be, I can tell, like almost a perfect amount. All right, see, I got some left in there, but I'm not going to go nuts. All right. I suppose there are people that will yell because I left some behind. So, all right, there you go. Can't get better than that. And, if you're wondering why, my breathing is off and my voice sounds like I'm talking through a mouthful of gravel, it's because I have this cold that's tearing through New York now. It's my second visit with it. My girl got slammed with it too. She got it worse than I did. All right. So everything's a little wacky. All right, so you look around, you see the depth is pretty much even all the way around. All right, if you're the kind of guy that has to be totally OCD, you can spend the rest of the day doing this. But it's really not worth it. I call that done. All right? Get my brush. That is one of my Restos, by the way. Really nice Bakelite handle. Redid the lettering. Sealed it all up with clear. Got this nice 26th finest extra stuffed knot from, what's that guy? Golden Nib or something? Yeah, this is really good. It's a little floppy for me, so I don't really use this that much. But when I do use it, I go at it intentionally, so I know what this brush is about. So I lather that way, and it is poofy soft on my face. It's crazy, and it holds enough lather. I could lather up an elephant's ass with this thing. Anyway, I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So that's what I do with Vintage Williams. And excuse me. I figured I'd just show you guys a little bit about that because it's a little bit about what I do. It gives you another look into my life and how I approach things. And I guess if you've been watching my videos, I'm pretty straightforward and not at all about bullshit. So I like Vintage Williams. It works great. I've never found a better soap. I've found equally good soaps, but not better. I have found soaps that smell better, but they don't lather better. And it's an old American soap that's sort of readily available. So I'm kind of cool with it, I get these for I don't know, $5 to $8 a piece. You know, they last a long time. On its own, this will last a couple months. You know, easy, everyday use. So this is like 3 to 4 months worth. So that cost me like, I don't know, 10, $15. Yeah, no big deal, man. I buy it all the time, so you know I'm a little bit of a hoarder. So I think I must have 10 lifetimes worth. But I might put the Williams collection photo at the end of the video. Anyway, that's it. That's my thing on soaps, and hope you got something out of it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have comments, please post them below. And remember, wet shaving, old time shaving, this stuff is about having fun, so make sure you're always having fun. The minute it's not fun, take a look at why and head towards the sun and the fun. All right? Have a good one. Happy New Year.